Hello and welcome to the Vanguard Light. All right, check this out. I'm pretty sure this is a mountain bike path and hopefully I won't get run over by a mountain biker coming at 1,000 miles an hour. But we're gonna talk about embracing the suck, because that would suck. And it comes from, I was watching a video talk about like the neurochemicals and pretty much dopamine, and how if you go after something hard and have this reward at the end, it kind of can undermine the process to where the process sucks more, and in the future it's going to be harder and harder to motivate yourself to do it. So this is just setting the stage. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a week of just stuff that sucks, super challenging stuff, but only like without any rewards attached, just because, just to be gritty, just to see what it creates, because I'm kind of nutty like that. But anyway, so in the morning, got up early to go work out. There's no one at the place. It's cool. You get a pin, you can get in there. I'll show you. Hopefully I'll patch it into this video. You get to see what it was. But I'm in there, and it was like a permission to start seeing where things, quote unquote, suck, or where you're just not at the level you want to be. Because this is a real interesting thing of how, like, most times, like if you don't have the safety, you'll just numb out. You'll just find ways not even to go there or to look there. But then once you summit that, now you can start playing in some areas. And this is really cool because it's stacked onto a couple other realizations. While I was in there, I was thinking about, okay, romantic relationships. All right, I'm thinking about that. I'm like, okay, I've had some trials in there. I was like, yeah, I've got some suckage going on. And really just thinking of like ways in which, like especially with the safety, it's just, oh man, it was so whacked. And I was just looking at this stuff. I was like, oh yeah, that's, just, it's like little things where you're like, that's not gonna work. This not gonna work. And like, obviously, you want to make it work. You want to get the approval. You want to have things like work out and them love you, you love them, and all the different bits. But then the day, it's gonna be you just being you. Like your own magical self. That's what it comes down to. And like being able to stand in that of like, well, this is how I am. If you don't like it, we're just not a match, right? But when everything is like all wound in there and like, oh, if they don't like me, I'm not enough, and this, and I won't be worthy, and I won't matter, and I'll be unlovable, and you probably felt that before. All that gets mixed into it, and it just becomes all gobbledygook. Anyway, side story. I was thinking like, oh, I suck. I suck at that. Like, I suck there, I suck at that, right? But it was interesting because then I immediately jumped in that I was a piece of shit. I was like, whoa, hold up. Because that, like, once you clear the safety, especially about enough and matter, that's like, and it was just epiphany just a couple weeks ago too, of where that just got on lock of like, wait a second, if you're a child of God, the whole worthy, not enough, unlovable, that's inherent gift, it like really locked in of like, oh man, that's a smokescreen. Because if that's not a truth, that's not the reason, it's something else. So that kicked it off too, because it was all of a sudden went right into like, oh, well, you suck. And then it was like, well, you're a piece of shit, And I was like, super caught my mouth. I was like, wait a sec. I was like, no, that's definitely not true. But it was interesting because that takes the pressure off. Thinking of like, you have an area of like, man, I suck at XYZ, right? But then when you add like, I'm a piece of this, or I'm not good enough, or I'm garbage, or I'm whatever the thing, the underlying fear kicks in, it takes all the pressure off. It takes all the weight. Like all of a sudden, it was like this intense, I don't like that, and I sucked. But then it's like, oh, well, it's because I'm this. And it's where all the pressure goes away. And it's just it's just a way to feel better, which is weird. Saying that you suck, or saying that you're a piece of something, or whatever, you think it's like that feels terrible, but it actually takes the pressure off. It takes the pressure of change. It's like your unconscious mind, like, oh crap, he might change something. Oh no, quick, give him a reason, an excuse. And that's what I was saying, like the magic comes from staying in the suck, to where you're like, oh, I suck at this, this, and this, and I'm a child of God. And I'm loved by the universe, and I'm fully supported. And oh my gosh, it ratchets up that feeling of like, because now it's like, I suck, I don't like it, I see it in the level of deficiency, and I'm fully capable of changing it and making it better. Now you've got all this energy built up to have change. but you have your, you know, a part of your mind that's like, no, 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 we don't change. No, no, what are you doing? So that's this whole thing of like staying in the suck, because you'll be surprised at the realizations that start popping out. Like, I would love you to try this because it's super enlightening. Now, if it freaks you out to where you're like, I can't do that, it's terrible, you're probably bumping up safety stuff. We got a safety course. It's gonna unhook all that because you gotta be safe to play at the deeper levels. So that's what you're feeling, but still, you're most likely feeling a piece of that. But you're also probably feeling just the suck of it. Of that thing of like, it's super uncomfortable to be sucky in an area that you care about, but you're always gonna have some level of suck. Wherever you get to, there's always another level. And when you start associating like, I wanna be at that other level, and you see the level you're at, there's gonna be some suckage. There's gonna be the gap. There's gonna be like, oh, there's a discomfort, right? And by not labeling it as a dysfunction of you, you have all that fuel still. So you stay in the suck of like, oh, this really sucks, and child of God, and I'm blessed. And just, I mean, we're not talking like months, years of that. Just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes of staying in that suck. And it's not that bad. You'll find it doesn't break you. It doesn't kill you. It's just a little uncomfortable. Amazing insights come out. And you'll start having realizations of like the BS that you've been believing, that you no longer have to believe. That's the thing that's so glorious, because you just see it. It's just clear of like, oh, I'm doing that. Oh, I don't need to believe that. Let's see. Oh, I got a little more time. Cool. Because I had one of them, like, and I don't think it's probably related to that. So by myself in the gym, and I'm listening to my music. My playlist is kind of parsed up because I didn't put it on my phone. But there's a couple songs. I enjoy them. And I'm wondering, you know, if the younger crowd would come in and be like, oh, what you listening to? Right? And think like, oh, they might think. And I was thinking like, who cares? Because I didn't put it in me that I like that song. God put that in me, that I like that song. You know what? If someone else got a problem with it, okay, you got a problem with God. None of my business. Go take it up with him, her, it, universe, whatever you want to call it. It's like, it was like this weight just lifted of like, oh, you don't like my music? Not my issue. Guess what? I didn't have a checkbox of what I was gonna like or not like. That was put in me, you know, by a higher power. So it's like that's just one little piece of like, oh wow, that's not something to defend. That's not something to worry about. But I got it like on that visceral level where you're like, First, you're able to see it like, okay, that's a little cray, but also the benefit of like, it's cray and I don't have to do it anymore. That was just a little piece of what came out of it. A lot bigger wins too, of just, oh man, the ease. So I recommend, just try it. Just be open that I'm gonna be uncomfortable. See a place or area where you haven't moved forward, that there's a gap, and just get into that suck place of like, it sucks, and short circuit the label. Because you'll notice most likely, especially if you've been stuck, that you'll suck and you'll have the why. Take out the why. Be like, nah, child of God, that's not the why. And all of a sudden, you'll get this flood of stuff that you don't have to do no more. Of BS that you're believing. You're like, oh, that's why. I was making up crap. No, not that I suck. Well, here's a level of like, you suck, you're just not good at it, right? But that I am, you know, a piece of garbage. That's the lie. That's the smoke screen, really. You'll find out all the other stuff that you're believing. You're like, holy crap, I don't have to believe that anymore. And it's so freeing. So that's what comes out, embracing the suck in this way. So just find out places where you suck and make sure to short circuit. Because that's the hard thing. It was like part of my analogy in the very beginning of do something hard. It is hard. It is. Because it's going to want, one, you're not wanting to sit in the comfort and get you out of the comfort by just taking one of those labels that you want to call yourself. But if you don't take that label, stay in the uncomfort, golden magic comes out. So I wish that for you. And until we talk again, have a blessed day or a blessed night.